welcome back to my channel. I am very proud to report that this year I have basically all of my gifts for my Secret Santa as well as my team teachers and coworkers done with like 2 weeks to spare, which is not the norm, hence the pride that I feel. But in this video, I'm gonna show you what all I'm doing for my Secret Santa. I'm also gonna show you what I prepped for my team teachers as well as some other gifts that I'm giving to coworkers. And then we're gonna chat about things I'm doing the very last week of school that are baking related that you're not gonna get to see in this video, but I promise it's coming in a future vlog. I'm not even gonna lie, I felt a little bit like Santa Claus bringing in all of this to my classroom. Here's Santa! It's currently a Monday morning, but I actually stopped by school last night around 8 o'clock just to drop off all of these things, because if there's one thing to know about me, it's that I do not like carrying in a bunch of bags in the morning to school. It causes me stress. Should it? No, that's ridiculous, but it does. So to compensate, I brought all of this in last night, but it made me really excited to see it all laid out. Over here to my right, to probably your left on the screen, are my Secret Santa gifts. And then to my left, probably your right, are all of my gifts for my coworker. Well, almost all of my gifts for my coworkers, but we'll come back to that. Now, this video is gonna be a little all over the place because we're gonna go back in time a little bit as we go through these, just so I can kind of show you the prep, because this process actually started over fall break. I had the ideas prior to that, but over fall break, I started actually collecting all the items, assembling things, because I wanted to get a head start this year. If you saw one of my prior vlogs, I talked about kind of reducing the overwhelm in order to prep for winter break, and I talked about starting early. This is one of the things that I did to start early, and it took off so much stress. Like, that's gonna be my routine moving forward if I am able to. Over fall break, I wanna have gifts like pretty much done. That way it's less to worry about, less to stress. So, Secret Santa, that is actually taking place this week. So I had to have that done first. And then my coworker gifts, I plan to give them the last week of school. But this week, we are doing Secret Santa. Now, Secret Santa is optional. So as a staff, you can opt in if you want to. Those that are participating in Secret Santa, we filled out a little all about me, not really all about me, more like my favorite things I like, things I don't like, paper. We turned it in to our Sunshine Committee member, which our Sunshine Committee is kind of like our social committee. And they then like randomly drew names, and you would get the sheet for the person that you are gifting for Secret Santa. So this year we are doing it where we deliver 5 different gifts, and each gift has a clue that kind of throughout the week slowly provides information so they can try to figure out who their Secret Santa is. And I decided I wanted to prep all of them in advance, have them all done and ready. So I actually have all 5 little nifty gifties that I'm gonna be delivering, and today is day 1. So I have to like go deliver one of these like really quickly before everyone gets here. That way, you know, it can stay a little secret. So before we chat anymore, let's kind of go back in time a little bit so I can show you all of the things that I collected and you can see the process. Just to give you a little sneak peek, these are the gifts that I prepped for my team teachers. And then these are the gifts that I prepped for some of the assistants that work in my room with SLC, as well as our tag teacher. So I have 5 big trees, 6 little trees, and then 5 days of gifts for my Secret Santa. So let's go ahead and run it back to fall break when I started prepping all of this and assembling it, and you can kind of see it all come together. I am fully aware how absurd this looks, but one of my fall break tasks has been starting to do my holiday shopping and planning out gifts. Now, the reason there is so much is because this includes my Secret Santa gift, coworker gifts, as well as student gifts. So this bag right here is all of the stuff for the person I have for Secret Santa, which that's gonna take place not the last week of school before winter break, but the week before that, so like mid-December. This bag is all of the little trinkety things I have found to put in the saran wrap balls for my students. And then this is all for coworker gifts. Now that includes my 5 team teachers, the 5 SLC teachers that I work with, as well as our tag teacher. So that's a total of 11 different people. So let me get this unpacked and then I'll go through and kind of talk through what I've been thinking. Okay, here is the spread, but let me explain. First, we have these big, I think they're technically candy jars. I got these from Target. They're shaped like a tree. I have 5 of them. These are gonna be gifts for my team teachers. Last year, I made them custom little pencil dispensers, and this year I decided to go the non-teacher route. Like just fill this up with all kinds of snacks and treats and fun things. Then the mini versions are for the SLC teachers and aides that I work with, as well as our tag teacher. So they're gonna look like trees. I have this green paper shred that I'm gonna put in the bottom. What I really like is it has a nice wide opening, so it's easy to stuff with a lot of things. And even these smaller ones have a pretty decent size topper. And I like that I can load the bottom so I can put the crinkle stuff in first and then just fill it with various treats. So these came from Target. These I actually got on Amazon. Now, ideally, I want to fill them with mostly green things, just so that it looks like a tree. I got a bunch of bags of these Lindt Lindor peppermint cookie little chocolate truffles because they are mostly green. They do have some stripes on them, but it's mostly green. At Target, I got this Rudolph mix. It's like a little trail mix, but the little packages are green. There's 10 in there. So I should be able to put either 2 in each of these, or I obviously didn't think this through. I would need to get another box if I'm gonna put 1 in each. So we'll figure that out when we get there. Some hot cocoa mixes from Starbucks. Again, it's green. This is a 6-pack, so I need to see how big they are to know whether or not they will fit in here. Part of this is also just, I don't know how much I need to fill them up. So that's why I'm kind of laying it out and I'm gonna start stuffing them and I'll get more if needed. But if these do work out, I'll get another box to be able to put inside of the small ones. I know these aren't green, but they were too cute. They're little cocoa stirrers, so they have like marshmallows on them. And then I got these hand sanitizer little packs. They're like mistletoe scented. Those came from Walmart. Those are just gonna go in the bigger ones because they're not gonna fit in the smaller ones. I also got these white fudge dip pretzel rods. Again, they're not all green, but they have some green on them. So those are gonna go in my team teachers bins. I also got these little things of like Mentos gum. Super cute. Those came from Target as well. And then for a card, just because it kind of goes with the theme, I picked these up from Target, I think, maybe Walmart, I don't know, but they're just little bulk packs of like tree-shaped cards. So, oh, and chapsticks. I got these on Amazon. It's Vaseline, but it came in this big bulk pack and they're green. So then moving on to Secret Santa. So the teacher that I have for Secret Santa, I'm trying to think of when I'm gonna post this. I don't know if she watches my channel, so I'm hoping this doesn't spoil anything. But for Secret Santa, all week long, we are leaving a little gift. So there are a total of 5 gifts. Now each teacher filled out kind of like a favorite survey. So based on that, I decided to create almost like little categories. Now, once I get them all put together, I will show you the clues that I'm including with each one that kind of hints at who I am. I use ChatGPT to write them, but the idea is one of the days it's like kind of dry skin oriented. That sounds way worse than it actually is. But these are some Aquaphor lip repair chapsticks or lip balms, and then some Burt's Bees hand lotions. Then one of the days is going to be like favorite drinks. So I got her a Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm gonna put in a $5 Starbucks gift card. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna put these in as well. Now, I think for these ones, I'm gonna have to attach something, or maybe I'll just put it in the card. That's probably what I'll do. I'll put the gift card in the card, but it fits the green theme. Anyway, back to drinks. So Diet Dr. Pepper, $5 Starbucks gift card, and then these little straw toppers. Now this one came from the Target Dollar Spot. These I got on Amazon because our school theme is like a Disney theme, and I just thought these were so cute. So this one is like the little Mickey ears. It's green with lights. This one is red with like some snowflakes. This one looks like a little gingerbread. Oh my goodness, it's too cute. And then this kind of peppermint looking one. So that's gonna be for the drink theme. Then we have snacks. Now, she is gluten-free, so we got some gluten-free pretzel crisps. She said she likes pretzels and like Laughing Cow cheese. So I also have a thing of Laughing Cow cheese, but obviously that is in the fridge. These gluten-free little crackers, these gluten-free pretzels with peanut butter on the inside, because she said she likes peanut butter. Bugles, which I understand are not gluten-free. However, they were on her list, so that must be like a little splurge item. And then she mentioned like chocolate and peanut butter and nuts. So this is a dark chocolate medley, little trail mix, and this is gluten-free as well. Then one of the days is going to be organization. She mentioned she really likes like zipper plastic pouches for her classroom. So I got this bulk pack on Amazon, same ones that I use in my classroom. And then the last day is going to be like little student celebrations. So she gives out like M&Ms and Skittles. So I got some of those and I went with the winter blend of M&Ms. She uses scented chapsticks for, they're called like smellabration. So you just put a little chapstick on the kid's hand and then they can smell it. So this one I got on Amazon, but it is like a s'mores collection. So chocolate, marshmallow, and graham cracker. And then this one I picked up at Target. It's Toasty Treats. So it has like, I don't know, gingerbread cookie, warm cinnamon roll, spiced apple crumble, and candy cane. And then I got these kind of wintry stickers on Amazon as well. So those are the 5 days of gifts for the lady I have for Secret Santa. And then these are some of the trinkety things I've been picking up for my students for saran wrap balls. We have fuzzy socks and they have a little penguin on them. I tried to go as like neutral as I could. I have 6 pairs of those because I'm gonna make 6 different balls. I have 4 of these little mini building blocks. I think I grabbed these at Michael's. And I wanna say the socks came from the dollar store. These came from Michael's. This is a good core. When you make a saran wrap ball, you need something kind of bulky and round to be the center of it to start the saran wrap ball. So that's what these will be for. And then just like assorted random erasers. I think I got this from Michael's as well. And then these little squishy things that I got from the dollar store. And then unrelated to all of this, but I was at Michael's and came across this little cheese ball ornament. And one of my team teachers gives out cheese balls and I just thought it was way too cute. Plus it reminded me of The Office. So I had to grab that and that's just gonna be a little extra gift for her. Progress has been made. I put together all of my Secret Santa gift bags. So I just need to print out the tags that have little clues on them. And then I started putting items into the trees, mostly so that I could figure out what fit, what didn't, what I still need to get. So for the big trees, which are for my team teachers, well, first of all, those Starbucks hot cocoa packets that I thought were green because the packaging on the outside was green, no, they're brown, but it's fine. They're kind of hidden in the middle. I started with just 1 bag of the Rudolph's mix, the little trail mix bags, because my thought was I'd put the other one in the mini trees. And it does fit, but I don't like how it fills the space and I need to take out some of the green filling because it's just too much. So I'm gonna take these out of the small trees and instead I'm gonna put 2 in each of my team teachers' trees. And then I also got some Andes mints to kind of fill the space. So I'm just gonna scatter those on the inside. And then I think those are pretty much good to go. I'm gonna put a big gold bow on top to kind of act like the star. And then for the mini trees, because I'm gonna take out the Rudolph's mix, I have the chapstick in there and I currently have 1 lint truffle, but I have more. So ideally I wanna put 2 or 3 in each one. I also went and got some of the more of the Mentos gum because I just think that they're adorable and I feel like I'll be able to fit it inside. Also, the Bullseye's Playground at Target had these little tree straw toppers, which I thought were really cute. So the bulk of it is gonna be the gum, the chapstick, the straw topper, and then 2 or 3 Lindor truffles, and then we'll see if I can fit any Andes mints inside. And then their Starbucks gift cards are gonna go in their cards, whereas my team teachers are in the actual trees. Oh, and I'm gonna also put little gold bows, but smaller versions on theirs as the star as well. It's been like a week, but more progress has been made. Secret Santa gifts are completely done and ready to be delivered. My team teacher / other coworker gifts are 95% of the way done. However, the last 5% is gonna take place once I have brought them into my classroom, because I mentioned putting gold bows on top, which that's the big one. And then here's kind of the little one. Are you picking up the vision? Hopefully. I don't trust myself to not crush those between my house and school. So I'm gonna wait and put those on once I get there. Also, they came with these little tree tags. However, this one, it just didn't have one. So these ones also do not have tags, which meant I decided to make tags. Not really necessary, but this is the fun part, right? I made these right in Canva. I'll link them for you if you're interested. It just says, I hope you have a tremendous winter break from Emerson. I'm gonna attach those with just some string, yarn, whatever I can find up top, put the bow on, and then I've already prepped all of the cards. Oh, I didn't show you the finalized trees. So these are for the assistants that work in my room. They are each getting a chapstick, some of the Andes mints, some of the Lindor truffles, and then some of the little Mentos mints. And I took out some of the green paper fill, and I think it worked perfectly. Also, their gift cards went inside of their cards. But let me walk you through the Secret Santa gifts and all of the clue tags that go with them. So here are the 5 days of Secret Santa gifts all lined up. I really like that they kind of vary in size. Now each one has the same tag on top, and then the second tag is where I wrote out the clue. Now the tags I made on Canva, again, I will link them for you, super basic. For the clues, I actually used ChatGPT to write most of them. Some of them I kind of went in and altered because they just weren't great. But the first day is the drinks. And I wanted the clue to basically just reveal the fact that I'm a classroom teacher as opposed to being like a counselor or being in another position. So it says, I wrangle papers, planners, and plenty of chatter, guiding busy minds when questions start to scatter. Caffeine definitely helps us teachers not lose our grip. Here are some favorite drinks for you to enjoy and sip. Day 2, this one, I wanted them to know that I taught upper elementary, and this is the snack bag. So it says, I teach the older kids, the ones with bigger dreams, essays, projects, and all their clever schemes. When teachers need fuel, they reach for tasty snacks. Here are some favorites to help keep you on track. Day 3 is where I wanted them to know that I teach math and science because we're departmentalized, so that kind of helps to narrow it down. And this is the dry hands, lip stuff. So it says, I teach math and science, lots of thinking, lots of grit, and dry skin's a problem I just can't let sit. So here are some soothing treats for you to apply, a little moisture boost to keep spirits high. The next day are the organizational pouches, and for this one, I wanted to kind of give a clue that would allow them to mostly know who I was. As long as they've put the pieces together, they'll know who I am, because the final day is the actual reveal. So I wanted this to kind of be the most obvious of all the clues. So I decided to kind of focus on the fitness aspect. So it says, I may love working out, strength reps and all, but classroom clutter, that's a real downfall. These envelopes help everything stay in its zone. A tidy gift from your Secret Santa unknown. And then, as I mentioned, the final day, which this is all of the stickers and candy and stuff for students, and this is the actual reveal. So it says, for moments worth cheering and bright celebrations, stickers and candies boost student motivation. The reveal is here. There's no need to guess on. Your Secret Santa this year was Emerson. Just pretend that it rhymes. But those are the 5 days of my Secret Santa gifts. So as you saw, all of the Secret Santa gifts are done with the exception of the cheese, which I brought in my lunchbox this morning. So I'm not gonna add it in yet because that gift doesn't go to my Secret Santa until tomorrow, but I'm gonna put it in my fridge up here so that it stays nice and cold until it is time to deliver. But otherwise, these are done. I'm just gonna kind of hide them away in my closet until it's time to deliver each one. And then this is the finished product for the trees for my team teachers. I really like how it came together. I love the gold bow, and then I just used some gold curling ribbon in order to attach the tag. And then I will just give this with the envelope. And then this is the finished product for the small versions of the trees for the assistants and just some of my other coworkers. Again, really, really happy with how they turned out. Oh, I think in that last clip, I was showing the things that were in here and I forgot to mention the little tree toppers for the water bottles, the straw toppers, which it's funny because I had a student with one of those last week and I was like, I know exactly where you got that, Target. But this year, I feel like, I was about to say I felt like I kept it simple. No, I did not. But I like just picking a theme and kind of running with it. And what I really liked this year is the fact that these tags with the Tremendous worked for both like kind of tiers of gifts, if you will. Does anyone else tier their gifts? I don't even know if that makes sense, but it's like you have some people that you kind of get more for and then some people you don't get as much, which probably sounds awful, but at the same time, there are people that you spend more time with or that you're closer with that you just, there's different levels of gifts. I don't know, that's all I'm trying to say. But overall, I really like how the gifts turned out this year. I will have the tags for the Secret Santa as well as the Tremendous winter break in the description box. They're just editable Canva templates if you are interested. And then as much as possible, I'll try to link things if I can, but especially some of the like Target items, I feel like when it changes year to year, like who knows if they're gonna have these exact little tree things next year. But I would even reuse this same idea next year if I could find the same canisters or similar canisters and just fill it with different things. I feel like that's fun. I don't know. I was inspired by the whole pizza box containers that went viral, I guess, on social media from like the dollar store. So it's meant to hold a pizza slice, but because it's triangular, people were making them look like trees and filling them. But I couldn't find any of those near me. So when I saw these, I was like, you know what? That's perfect. But I kind of like the idea of just filling something with little things. But hopefully you enjoyed this video and seeing my coworker gifts come together. Go back and watch my previous video where I chatted all about student gifts. And coming up next week, I am gonna be vlogging as we get closer to winter break. I'm gonna be doing a last day of school before winter break vlog, and we'll chat a little bit more about some of the baking that I am doing, because next week we have our staff holiday party and I am baking some chocolate peppermint cookies for that I will bring for the staff, but then I'm also prepping my yearly tradition of baking cinnamon rolls from scratch. And there's not many things that I like to brag about, but that is one of them. I make a phenomenal cinnamon roll. So I'm going to bake those, and I'm gonna be giving one to each of my team teachers and the SLC assistants and the tag teacher. I also give it to the front office staff, our counselor, some of the specials teachers. I try to give it to as many people as I can, and I think my plan is this year to just bake a bunch of extra ones and put them in the lounge. I know not everyone may want one, but there will be extras, I don't know, maybe 2 dozen extras that I'll just put in the lounge. And it's like, hey, if you want a cinnamon roll, you can go grab it. But we'll see that come together next week. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. As always, thank you for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, and I will catch you in the next one.